brand new generation of the GLC, now here in India. Let's talk about the prospects around this very popular car model with Santosh Iyer, who heads the Mercedes-Benz India business. Wonderful to see you.
Thanks for joining us.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I've gotten into a habit of saying this very often to you because you keep bringing lots of products into the market. No surprise, of course, given your position in the marketplace as well. This is a very important model, maybe more so now than the last generation when it first arrived.
Yeah, I think we always were waiting for this car even in the first generation because this was one vacuum in our overall portfolio. We had the GLK worldwide, but it was a left-hand drive version. There was no right-hand drive. And when the GLC came, it ticked all the boxes. And I think the rest is history with 13,000 cars sold in India. And even on this generation, the earlier generation got sold out last December. So we had the 7 months of vacuum and it's finally here. So we are quite excited.
The reason I said that is because post-pandemic, we've of course seen a huge shift in terms of the kind of patterns that the consumer is displaying. A lot of new first-time buyers stepping into this space, and from a segment size, price point of view, this kind of hits a bit of a sweet spot. That's true globally as well.
Yeah.
So would have been a challenge for you in terms of allocations and things like that as well.
No, we started working on this. We would have loved to launch this car 2 months earlier, but of course, we also thought that till the time the cars are not produced, no point in launching it because it also leads to customer dissatisfaction. So as we shared earlier, we have started producing this in June. We have bought a bit enough of stock. Of course, now with this 1500 bookings, it will not be sufficient as such for the immediate deliveries. But yes, we start delivering, and we will of course ramp up the production as well. And of course, I think sedans and SUVs. There is always this entire shift and question. Today we see a lot of customers preferring body styles on SUV. But on the other side, we are also really happy to note the sedans is also doing well, and that's the strength of the portfolio. You have the C and the E-Class also in this segment, which is almost 50%. In fact, E-Class is the largest selling sedan in the portfolio, and then we have the SUVs also doing extreme. So I think it's a good position to be in, and we have to closely now watch how the market also reacts, whether it goes more towards SUVs or whether we still are able to continue the SUV sedan split.
The mix. Before I get to the sedans, I want to talk to you about what you just said, this 1500 number. Did that take you by surprise, firstly? And secondly, does this then, automatically, can we start saying this is probably going to end up being your best-selling SUV?
This was the best-selling SUV when it was, and then there was a gap.
Yeah.
For sure, there is no doubt this would be the best-selling SUV in our portfolio. And if you ask about the bookings, we were expecting in the region of 1,000, to be very honest. And we announced 2 weeks back, it was going. And the last 3-4 days, the amount of uptick that we have seen, it's like a clock which has gone on an accelerator mode. And that I think is also thanks to a lot of, the media reviews out of, and I think yesterday or day before the reviews were out, and we could just see customers, really now all those on the borderline saying, yeah, let's go for it. So I think now once they experience the car, and I'm sure this will only go further north.
A new generation always brings new things. In your opinion, or maybe personally for you, what's that one really cool thing about the car that you like?
I think, it's a very different perspective for me. We had a lot of debate on the petrol engine. This car is now has a 300 instead of a 200 engine. And if you see, the power is going up. But with that, we have been able to reduce even efficiency. So basically, with power going up, we have better fuel efficiency compared to the predecessor. And I think that's also about technology. The 48-volt hybrid, I think also shows clearly that you can have higher performance at much lower emissions. And I think it's really getting the best out of combustion engines right now.
I know, and that's something that will also attract a lot of attention. Onto the sedan conversation, it's very interesting how, unlike what you keep hearing that, oh look, sedans are dying, it's the SUV. In the premium space, we don't quite see that still, and especially in India, and especially with Mercedes. So a lot of anticipation also for the new E-Class.
Yes, so firstly, the sedans, styling wise, and if you have to really, from a luxury car perspective, sedans has that charm when it comes to styling and presence, and the S-Class, the best car in the world, is a sedan.
And being chauffeur driven perhaps.
And also for self-driving, I personally and also many customers love sedans compared to SUVs because the body roll is different, you get much more comfort, sportier. Also in the rear seat, it's much better because in any SUVs, sometimes many people have a different feeling, you know, on the stomach when you go long distances. Sedans is absolutely more comfortable. So it's about the state of mind what a customer wants. Coming back to the E-Class, we have the new one worldwide, but you know, there are a couple of things. One, it has to be long wheelbase, it has to be right-hand drive, then it has to be CKD. This takes 1 year. So our global sales release starts next month, or I think even globally we have not started selling. So next year, end of year, by December is where we expect it to come to India.
And the reason I ask that is because these days people know everything, right? I mean, all the information is out. But considering the fact that you continue to hold that bit of USP with the long wheelbase, even the current car that you have in India continues to do pretty well. Was there almost a sort of a pre-decided thing that with the new one it has to be the long wheelbase?
No, for sure. I think clearly the customers love it. I think one of the core reason why the E-Class is the largest selling car in our portfolio is the product customized for India, which is there. It offers best of all worlds for the customer. So that's a no-brainer clearly to go in. Also, customers are, you know, quite intelligent. They know a new product means higher pricing. Also, it has more content, more technology, and whereas the current options have a different price point. So, and that was there with the GLC also. You know, the GLC also debuted last year much early in the first quarter. But the run out of the old GLC was faster than what we even thought, because the customers knew that the new GLC will be at a different price point, and why not own this piece? And
you could have actually continued to sell it very handsomely in the last 7 months.
Yeah, but we couldn't plan it. We had whatever in the run out, we planned the cars, we were able to produce, sell, and then we were done in the last 7-8 months.
One last thing I want to quickly get from you. You know, globally, of course, the perspective for Mercedes has shifted towards the EQ side. There has been a lot of talk about some of the newer concepts, and there is a lot of work happening in that space, to be fair. What part of that do you think will continue to excite us here? Because there was a reason why you brought EQ to India as a brand, and we've seen a fair amount of success with that already. Going forward, where do you think the action needs to be? Because we are seeing so much happening, say, in the US now with the EQE range, both sedan and SUV. Does that excite you as well?
No, for sure. I think we are really happy to see the portfolio. You know, it's huge now.
And then the future EQC as well.
All the EQS Maybachs to the EQS SUVs to the EQEs and EQAs also being there. But two things we have to be careful. One, our strategy has been to come top down. So we have the EQS localized and we have the second product there. Second, we also have to see that if we launch a product, they should be available to cater to the demand. There is no point in getting some cars, creating it, and then there is a set of customers who are not happy.
For the name of it launching.
Exactly. So we are working on this. One thing is clear, that our portfolio will be 25% EVs in next 3 years, and that will be on the back of strategic product launches. But I think we play on strategy, not on volumes, because volumes is an outcome of strategy. If we go the other way around, we start making mistakes. And I think for us, more focus is on charging. We are doing a lot of work on increasing charging infrastructure, also trying to think of newer ideas. How can we facilitate charging? Because when we now really go into volumes, then we have to, it's a different set of customers coming. Today, many of our EQS customers can charge in office or in home. They have independent, they are owners of large organizations, it's all possible. But as we go more, then we have to find solutions which also helps them.
Especially with the more compact models.
Exactly.
Buyer profile changes. No doubt. So exciting year ahead.
Fully confident.
Busy year.
Busy year. We have 6 down out of the 10 that we committed, 4 more to go, and we keep everybody excited.
I can't wait. Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you. Thanks.